Thanks for joining us at the Business Growth Cafe, where each week we select from a menu of topics for a focused discussion with an industry expert to provide insights that can impact your business's growth. With your host, Angelo Ponzi.
I am Angelo Ponzi, your host here at the Business Growth Cafe, and thank you for joining us. It's Cinco de Mayo today. Enough said. Time for celebrating. And we Americans and those of Mexican heritage are going to head out to their local restaurants, have some great food and drink. Well, maybe not now because we're all sheltering from the coronavirus. But we're going to do some celebrating today, and hopefully people listening to this and watching this will be celebrating as well. Well, I don't believe most people understand why they're celebrating. Cinco de Mayo, or the 5th of May, is a holiday that celebrates the date of the Mexican Army's May 5th, 1862 victory over France at the Battle of Pueblo during the Franco-Mexican War. I had no idea. I had to look it up. Very interesting. And while it's relatively a minor holiday in Mexico, I understand, in the United States, it has evolved into a commemoration of Mexican culture and heritage. Enough said. Let's get to the drinking. Today at the cafe, I'm excited to have Gaston Martinez, a native of Mexico and founder of IZO Agave Spirits. IZO is a premium handcrafted all-natural mezcal produced in Durango based on centuries of distilling tradition. Gaston, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you here. So before we get started, let's take a few minutes and tell the audience about yourself and about the brand.
Okay, awesome. I was born and raised in Durango, as you mentioned, and I've been an entrepreneur all my life. And being here in San Diego for the past 15 years, I kind of decided to, I want to bring my tradition and culture and celebration from my hometown to this part of the world, right? Mezcal, as you might know, has been in the process of making for the past 500 years in Mexico, before tequila. And but now, more than ever, mezcal is more popular here in the States. And the good way to express our culture is bringing what we drink when we celebrate, when we, have fun and we want to have like that special moment. We have our own distillery. We create our own product. We take care from the harvesting to the bottling to the promotion. And it's pretty fun. I mean, I enjoy it a lot. It's every minute and every day of what I do it's just phenomenal for me.
Oh, absolutely. You just said harvest to bottle. I mean, how long is that process?
And let's take it from that. We harvest a wild agave, and in order to mature that agave, it takes between 8 to 10 years. It's quite a process, right? I mean, when you understand and you see a bottle of our product, it's pretty much 10 years in the making. And that's pretty amazing. When we harvest, it takes like a whole week to bring, a good size of amount of tonnage that we actually process. That takes like a week. And another 3 to 5 days of cooking, and another 3 to 5 days of fermentation. And then the distillation takes like 4 or 5 days. Altogether, we can create like a whole month to produce the whole batch, the first batch, if you want to call it. But remember, you have to wait 10 years in order to,
right,
make it happen.
So you're harvesting wild agave,
Mm-hmm.
and are you also planting?
We are replanting, yes, of course. We are bringing back a little bit of but we are not like a farming. What we do is bring back to the source. I mean, and we just let it be on the field. We take care of the little agaves for 2 years, and then we bring it back to the field, to the mountains. I mean, we don't do a line of agaves that we irrigate and all that. We take care just the first 2 years, and then the rest, and nature will take a big part of the whole process.
Okay, all right. That's great. So I ask a couple questions of all my guests before we kind of get into talking about you. What is the best business advice you've ever given and or received, if it's different?
I think the best business advice that I can say, you have to be passionate about what you do, and you have to believe in what you're doing. It's hard to, especially when you're an entrepreneur, to start getting some doubts about, if this is the right thing, am I doing the right way? But you have to kind of believe it. Even though you're wrong, it doesn't matter. You have to believe what you do, and then you will fix it, right? I mean, my dad used to tell me, always give your best, even though it sounds cliche, but you have to put everything in what you do. Is just, the day that you spend doing that, there's no coming back. I mean, it's not like you're going to go, okay, I might fix it. Yeah, you might, but you're just wasting time, and you need to kind of push it and push it hard and do the best. Because down the road, if you say, well, that was my best, I did the best that I could possibly do, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's great advice. I mean, you have to be passionate. You just really do. Go ahead.
No, otherwise you kind of just, get this plateau and you're just being like a machine, and that it's no fun. Yeah,
you're going through the motions, right? And as an entrepreneur, if we don't enjoy what we do, it's drudgery.
One of the questions is like, will you do it for free? And most of the time I would say yes, right? I mean, I like it so much that I don't mind, do it extra hours, no weekends. I mean, because I enjoy it a lot. But obviously we need money for the rest, hopefully. We don't have to pay the credit cards and all that, but I'll do it for free.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they're not taking, the credit card companies aren't taking bottles for payment, right?
I'm hoping that one day they'll, you pay this that I can give you back, but maybe not anytime soon.
So when you think about your business, what keeps you up at night?
One of the things that actually, obviously everything starts with the passion and the idea, but you're starting to grow a little bit, you're starting to, put in everything together, and then more and more people start depending on you, right? Families and employees and payrolls and sometimes I don't mind if maybe I don't make any money, but I need to make enough money to pay them, because they trust you and they put all the trust in. I'm going to work for you. I'm going to work with you, and then that I want to get compensated, right? And one of the things is that it pushed me to work harder, because you're starting getting people depending on your performance and be able to get back to them and say, okay, you covered, don't worry.
Sure. It's a distillery's in Durango, right?
In Durango, yes. Yeah, we have a distillery in Durango.
So how many people there versus how many people here in the United
Durango,
States?
We have a rough, it depends if we are doing a high production, but roughly between 10 and 15 people. And over here in the San Diego, Southern California, between 7 and 10 people. We sometimes hire a lot of temp people, temporarily to help us to the brand ambassadors and things like that. But we want to keep it really lean, be more efficient. And I myself have had so many hats, I do sales and I do. The other day I got a rush order. I put it in my car and it just went and delivered, right? Because it was needed, and you do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, as an entrepreneur, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So my next question then, as a business leader and an entrepreneur, and you've stated you are an entrepreneur, I'll call you a serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
If your life and your journey was a book, what would the title of that book be?
Oh my God. I guess I need to have another seat for that, right?
I'll have one too.
The title of my book will be, Believe It or Not, I Did It. I guess that could be because, you go through so many bumps in the road. It's just kind of like if you can take yourself out from that picture, from that book, and just say, wow, believe it or not, I did it.
That's great. I love that. So for my audience, I've talked to people before, and there's always a question of what is mezcal, what is tequila?
Mm-hmm.
And people's it's the same, but they're not. So why don't you take a second for the audience and explain the difference?
Okay, yeah, good question. The big difference between tequila and mezcal. First of all, it's a different type of agave, right? In tequila, they use the blue agave. And in mezcal, we have around 50 plus different type of agaves that can produce mezcal. Second thing, tequila is just from one single region. In Mexico, it's tequila region, in Jalisco. In mezcal, you have 9 different regions that it can produce mezcal. The third one will be the style of the process of cooking the agave. In the tequila, some of them, they do like a pressure cooker. They do like steam. Us, we always cook it on the fire pit. I run a small video on the back. You can see how we use this volcanic fire pit that we cover with oak wood, and then we let it sit for 3 to 5 days. That smokiness comes in the profile, and that's one of the main difference. And also, one of the other major difference between tequila and mezcal is like you have so many distilleries, they produce mezcal but from different styles, right? It's like wine. You like the Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa, from Bordeaux, from Chile, from Sonoma. But it's still Cabernet, but it's not, because every winery will connect in a different way. The soil, the minerals from the land will translate to the agave, and the richness and the flavors, just connect, and it's just so passionate. I would describe like tequila being like a one dimension, and mezcal like multi-dimension type of spirit.
Okay, nice. Now, I was reading in your press release, and I know this from my time working with tequila, but there's different, I'll call them flavor profiles, right? There's Blanco, and there's Reposado, Añejo, and then we have Joven. Am I saying that right?
Joven.
And then I think there's another. I think there's 5 in total. I think I might be missing one. And so are you releasing? So you have Joven now. We're going to talk about that in a second. But are you releasing other profiles?
Oh yeah, I mean on tequila. On mezcal, we're going to do ensamble. Ensamble is called when you blend 2 types of agaves, right? We're going to do cenizo, and we're going to do another one that is also indigenous from the region. It's called Lamparillo. And then we are releasing a Reposado that is 2 months in an oak barrel. Okay. And it's a wonderful product. It has that really amber, I don't know, probably you can see it because of the...
Oh, I can see the amber, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a nice kind of oaky flavor on top of the smoky. If you connect with maybe the whiskey, brandy, and all those, that's something you will really find interesting. Also, we are adding a part of our family of spirits, our wonderful tequila. We're going to do tequila, but this is a very particular tequila because it's extra añejo cristalino. That means that it goes through a filter process that will take the color away. It will be clear, but it will be aged. It's quite unique. It's a very interesting product. But we add in, and in the making is the mezcal añejo. Has to be at least 12 months in the barrels. Already is in that process. And sleeping, is resting, is getting more complex. But it will be part of our family too.
Yeah, because obviously once you start aging, it starts taking more time, and it already takes 10 years, right? So when you're just hitting to the distillery, I was talking to a gentleman who was distilling vodka, and he was basically saying, I can turn this really quick, but as soon as he went to bourbon or something else, now he's got to start aging, and it changes the dimensions of what they have. And
this is a very good, cool point. I think the spirit of mezcal will be one of the unique spirits in the world that by himself will have so many layers of flavor, because you mentioned vodka, and vodka is pretty much doesn't have any taste. You actually kind of need to age or put some flavor and all that. But mezcal by its own has so many flavors that you don't need to add anything. Even tequila, again, it will be just one dimension. But when you add the aging part, you actually connect with more flavors and all that. But a joven, that would be like the more natural way to drink mezcal. It has so many flavors that you can be really impressed.
Right. So let's. So I think the audience now. I know it's a little. I'll bring this up, and it's IZO.
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 Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is your first offering that's out. And
This is
the
the first.
Joven?
This is the first line in the product. Is Mezcal Joven. It's a 47% alcohol content. The process, the way we do it is obviously we harvest a wild agave, as I mentioned, and the fermentation is all open fermentation naturally. We don't add any extra yeast or nothing like that because we want to really keep the pro as natural as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
The true flavors of the mezcal, and then double distillation.
Well, I want to taste it. I know we already tasted a little bit. I'm going to taste some more here.
I can.
And like I said, it's got a smoky taste to it. But what I like is the finish. It's so smooth. I mean, I've had tequilas and mezcals, and a lot of times I'm sucking on lemons or whatever, right, to get the. This is really smooth, and I think I read in one of your releases you referred to it as sipping.
It's made to sip. Yeah, we create this profile. I mean, let's go back to the Mexican heritage and history and culture. Most of the time in Mexico, we don't do cocktails, right? When you sip a mezcal, you sip it neat, straight, maybe on ice. That's the way you will, get those flavors in your palate and all that. And it's okay because we create this high profile that in a mixed drink will actually show, but it will just create a nice combined and round flavor. But ideally, you sip this one. I mean, this is when it's like you have a good whiskey, you sip it. You have a good vodka, you sip it.
Yeah.
You have a good mezcal, you sip it.
Well, I have to say, my inclination with sipping this is I want to grab a cigar.
There you go.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, you have the smoke, but it's a very citrus. Also, it has the citrusness. It has a present. It's a lot of botanic, a lot of herbal and earthiness, and it's very smooth. That was kind of my thing. I've been passionate about wine, and I'm always looking for those wines that are low in tannins because I don't like that kind of bite of being harsh. And we translate that to our mezcal. I think when you sip it and it goes so nice and so smooth, you cannot believe that this is a high proof mezcal. Wow, it's a 94 proof, but it's so smooth.
Yeah,
It's
excellent. Now, a lot of times, we talk about wine, as we just said. You're looking at pairings. Mm-hmm. So from a food standpoint, do you recommend kind of food pairings with this?
I love this mezcal with any seafood. I mean, shrimp, or even scallops. Even octopus. I mean, things like that will just create a nice connection. One of the key points of this mezcal, because it's so rounded, it allows you to, pair it with a nice, even like cheese and maybe salamis. I mean, it really had that kind of a spectrum of, engaging with different type of foods. And again, it's nice to have a little bit of food when you're sipping from, spirits, right?
Yeah, no, it's excellent. So I do have to point out your stopper.
Yes,
is granite.
It's actually onyx.
Onyx, okay.
This is a very unique. What we did here, and one of the key components of this whole package, is to bring a very unique stopper. Right? Maybe you can. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, I think I can hold mine up.
But
might be a little clearer.
This is a handmade product. We outsource the onyx from Durango, and we send it to a factory that actually can produce the stopper, and then we assemble the cork in our distillery. And the cool thing about this is every bottle is unique because it's a natural product. I mean, we take it from the slab, and then we cut it. And if you see here, I mean, there's always everything is unique. Everything, and then every time you get a bottle, it's a unique bottle. There's no bottle like. Because we cannot duplicate this, product. It's all natural, and I think it's pretty cool. I find people that actually enjoy. We get in the store when we line out all the mezcals, and mostly women, will take a look of the stopper and then probably choose the most, pretty for them, and then they get a bottle based on the cork or the stopper.
Whatever works. So now, as an entrepreneur, I mean, did you just wake up one morning and say, "Hey, I think I'm going to start a spirit company"?
Well, maybe. It was kind of, always in the works too. Again, how can I, especially living here in the States and in San Diego has been home for me for the past, 15, 16 years. How can I bring, a little bit of our culture? I love my hometown. It's a very small hometown. I find it 480 years old city. And I really want to kind of bring something that can be, exposed to different markets, right? And it's like, hello, Mezcal. We make Mezcal, and I think, it's a great spirit, and I think it will do great. We started this business, I put everything in my mind in 2017, and it took a whole 2018 to put everything together because we established the company here in the States, and then we established a company in Mexico, put it together, and then create all the, the legal part, the name and registration. Oh boy, it was quite a challenge. But yeah, one day I just kind of go, I think I'm going to do Mezcal.
Wow. And that's relatively quick from 2017 to, we're just early 2020.
Actually, yeah, sometimes I think we are going too fast, but we have solid, steps because in this, especially in this category of spirits, it takes longer to go to steps and get to process and awareness of brand awareness and marketing and all that. Mm-hmm. But I think we done it in the right way, and we are very aware of what we need to do and what we need to, go to the next phase in our business. But yeah, the product landed in 2019 in San Diego. If you put it out, it's just a little bit more than a year, but it's almost nothing.
So, where are you your own distributor, or are you working through one of the big distributors? Or
no, we decided, especially at the beginning, we did a nice setup. We're using a distributor that actually will help us with the invoicing and logistics, but we take care of the sales.
Okay.
We connect. What happens with a lot of people that own, first of all, there's a lot of people, the companies that actually find the outsource, a distillery. Here's my bottle, my label, produced for me. Yeah. And then you just throw it to somebody, okay, sell it. And you just, the face, right? But I wasn't, happy with that. I want to be out there talking to bartenders and bar managers, connecting with actually what is going on, right? Doing seminars and training staff, and we actually doing that. And that's kind of unique because we have our base here in San Diego. And then what we decide is, okay, we use a third-party logistics distributor that actually will help us to do the invoicing and the distribution, but we control the sales. We are the face with the customer.
So, this is a relatively new company. You're not competing with the big boys that are on television and stuff like that. So it's kind of a grassroots, kind of boots on the ground, kind of a marketing approach that you have using social media and things like that. Is that what your kind of marketing engine is right now?
Yeah, especially right now, is kind of trying to push it through the social media, trying to do word to mouth. We're lucky enough that we do business with Costco, and then Costco helps to first of all recognize that we are a good brand, and what we did also is put our product through a lot of spirit challenges, right?
Nice.
We have entered 5, and we have won medals in 5 of them. The last one was San Francisco World Spirit Challenge, one of the most recognized award spirits. challenging, and we won like a bronze medal. I mean, among thousands of spirits around the world, and hundreds of mezcals. They only recognized, I think, 20, and we were, bronze medal. And it validates what we're doing, because you and I, we can talk, and I can tell you this is the best mezcal you ever, can have, right? But most important is like a third party going through a process, because it's a blind tasting. I don't know if you know the process, but they give them some no brands, no nothing, no labels. It's a blind tasting. At the end, you get the results. It's pretty
that's fantastic. Congratulations. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got about maybe 8 minutes left, and I know that with what's going on in the world and COVID, I understand that you guys have kind of changed your distillery into making hand sanitizers.
Yeah, no, yeah, we you can imagine Mexico is struggling right now big time. If here we cannot, you go to the store, you cannot get any product for, like hand sanitizer, wipes and all that. Over there it gets a little bit more critical. We're shifting, and then we stop our production of mezcal right now for a little bit, and then we'll do, we're actually doing some hand sanitizer that we'll just donate, especially for our community, right?
Sure.
We're committed. I wish we can do a lot and bring it over here, but I think we need to take care of our own community there and be able to be more proactive over there.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. I commend you for that. I know some others have done that, but you're right. At the end of the day, it's about the people and the people that work for you and for other companies. And, we need to make sure that the workers are taken care of, because at the end of the day, if they're not taken care of, nothing else is going to happen.
Yeah, no, it's all about the people. Believe me, with them, and nothing will happen, right? You take care of your family, and you take care of the process, and the product will follow, right? But we're committed to that.
Fantastic. There's one other thing I want to talk about before we kind of start to wind it down, and I found it really interesting, is the process. You're using solar and renewable and bees to propagate the plants. You're really doing it from an environmental standpoint. So can we talk about that a little bit? Because I think it was fascinating.
Our goal was kind of like let's integrate with nature, right? Our distillery. We have the solar panels. We have a water treatment plant that we are very conscious of. Whatever we don't use or we can't use, we recycle and we bring it back. The bees are, I think, with no bees in the world, no humans. This is kind of like very important, right? And we try to integrate, because remember, we have an open fermentation. Whatever is in the nature will come, and that microorganism, will start eating, the yeast, the sugar, converting alcohol. It's all about integrating ourselves to their ambient, right? We're not there to disrupt anything. We just try to be as gentle as possible, and that was kind of the idea. Being able to produce something that we feel proud of it, that we are not taking anything away. We just add in. Actually, in our community, we take care of all our employees and our community. Try to be very conscious of people and what they need, and if we can help, we help them.
Okay, so hindsight's 2020. If you were starting today, would you do it anything different?
I don't think so. I think we obviously, I would say probably because one of my mistakes that I did the first couple of months was try to reach out the big distributors, right? And when I realized nothing is going to happen, and I lost like a little bit of 3 months trying to understand, it's a war out there, and probably what you need to do is validate your own brand, do your own work, and then the rest will follow. But kind of take control of your destiny. Don't just give it to somebody else.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. This has been a fun conversation. It's been a tasty conversation. I'm going to have another drink before we end this. So good. So good.
That should be the only way to do interviews, right?
I think so. I think that's going to be my goal is if I can't drink it or eat it, I don't want to talk about it.
There you go. Phenomenal.
So why don't you tell the listeners how they can reach you, where they can buy the product? You mentioned Costco, but where else can they buy it?
Yeah, obviously before this pandemic, we were in a few restaurants, but right now there's two avenues that we can actually offer. That one is online. If you do go to our website, izomezcal.com, izomezcal.com, and you can click the online option. We can actually offer your audience a discount. You can use the code IZOFAM20, and you can get 20% discount on any of purchase online. IZO FAM20, and you can do it on that. And the other one is right now Costco. Costco, we have few stores around Southern California, and then check our website, see what stores are available in there, and then hopefully you can give it a try.
Well, thank you. I hope to use listening out there because this will be running. It's early today, and have time to run out and get a bottle for your Cinco de Mayo party.
There you go.
I think it's important that you do. I'm not steering you wrong out there, audience. I'm telling you, it's really tasty. All right, and then obviously they can reach you through LinkedIn or other places.
LinkedIn. In the website. There's contact information. Or you can follow us in Instagram at IZO Mezcal. Instagram, you can see all the pictures and the interactions. We post cocktails. It's a really fun, especially the Instagram. You get that connectivity with your followers. It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's great you mentioned that. We didn't really talk about various recipes for cocktails, so I encourage you out there to go to Instagram and get those cocktail recipes. I'm not sure I'd mix it with anything. I got to tell you the truth. It's pretty good. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you out there for joining us at the cafe today. You can find out more about me, read my blogs, or view my show videos at theponzigroup.com or connect with me on LinkedIn. And if your business is ready for growth and you need a CMO, but you're not quite ready for a full-time person yet, connect with me. I'd welcome the opportunity to talk about the benefits of using a fractional CMO. And lastly, please subscribe to this show. And if you're already a subscriber, let others know about it so they can benefit from the great content like we heard today. You can subscribe at thebusinessgrowthcafe.com or on my website as well, or any major podcast platform that you might be utilizing. Thank you again for joining us. Gaston, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And join me next week for lunch at the Business Growth Cafe.
My pleasure.
Thank you for listening to today's discussion at the Business Growth Cafe with your host, Angelo Ponzi. Take a moment to subscribe to this podcast and visit our website at www.businessgrowthcafe.com. Read Angelo Ponzi's blogs at www.theponzigroup.com.